So as you all know, we'll be starting with physiology, okay, and we'll start with the again applied ones. We'll take not the topics of less importance but rather of most important things, okay, starting with the endocrinology, then we'll do CNS, CVS, respi, okay, clear. The ones which contain less questions or this, we'll do it in rapid manner so that our time is conserved, okay. So main thing is what we have to solve more and more questions, okay. Okay, Jinali, yes, you can see the link is active, okay. So even if you miss something, you can click the link and you can play the video from the beginning, okay, Jinali. Okay, so whatever question I'm asking, okay, these questions again are a class question, so some of you might be knowing the answer, some would be new questions, some would be clinical concepts, okay, fine. And we'll be posting the questions, okay. So the main question, the clinical questions would be on the group because it will take long time for me to write and type. So clinical MCQs on Telegram group already we posted. So you must have seen. So we have already posted 5 MCQs and we'll keep adding endocrine clinical physiology MCQs on the group, okay. Chalo bhai, so hello to all. I'll be starting the class now, okay, fine. Yes, so okay, this is a question, okay, clear. So let's see how many people are able to answer this question, okay, fine, okay. So let's see. So those who are just joining in, okay, and I'll teach you how to solve these kind of questions because they are one of the most favorite topics in physiology, okay, clear. Clinical cases, they will not make a clinical case on this, okay, because receptors, how will you make a clinical case, okay. Clinical case are mainly about diagnosis, management of the disease. Are you clear? Receptors are hardcore physiology, so you should understand hardcore clinical physiology and the question which are one-liners, okay. So yes, there will be one-liners, but that's okay. Very good, okay. So most are giving the right answer. Yes. You bang on target, you are right. So answer is okay. Okay, if you have the old notes, okay, you can just, okay, add extra information to them or just see them, okay, clear, fine. So all those with old notes, what you can do is you can keep a notebook and keep adding extra points so that you are able to use the notes for future study. See, concept will not change, only the pattern of questions have changed, but the theory will remain the same, okay. Only thing is we'll try to make this theory clinically relevant, okay. You can use the old notes and keep adding extra points, okay. And if they are very old, like let's say 1 year old, then better make, okay. If very old, okay, you can make new notes, okay. Because I prefer making notes every time you are learning because it helps you to remember for a very long time, okay. So I think all have given the answer. Yes, the answer is which one? Yes, the answer is tyrosine kinase, okay. How, what, how to remember, what are, so we'll start the concept from here itself. So what is the concept? So let's start, okay. So first is understand in endocrine system what questions can be asked. So we are discussing and it is what? It is a clinical. So we'll be discussing lots of diseases. So clinical physiology with medicine. Okay. Okay. No, nothing is missed. Okay, Ashu. Okay. So we are doing endocrine system. Okay. So first we'll discuss the concept of autocrine, asked in the AIIMS exam, okay, paracrine and endocrine. Okay, so add these extra points if they are not in the notes. Okay, so autocrine, paracrine and this. Okay, fine. So first is how do you solve this thing. So first understand what is autocrine. Auto मतलब क्या, खुद. Para मतलब nearby people. Okay, neighbors. Okay, so first is autocrine is act on itself. Act on itself मतलब a hormone is released from a cell, okay, or a chemical substance, but it act on itself. So this is the cell, okay, this cell releases substance X, okay, and this substance X, okay, will then go and act or stimulate the cell. Okay, so that's why it's acting on itself. Okay, so X acts on itself. That is called as what? It is called as the what concept? Yes, the concept of autocrine. Okay, clear? Paracrine is act on nearby cells. Act on nearby cells. Okay, example of paracrine, you know, this interleukins, okay, or this inflammatory factors, they don't act all over, mainly this. Okay, so example interleukins, TGF, alpha, etc. So they don't act everywhere, but they mainly act on the nearby cells. Okay, so if it is released, it will from one cell, it will act on the other cells which are nearby, not all but nearby cells. Are you clear? This is called as paracrine. Para मतलब पड़ोसी, para means neighbor, next to you. Okay, nearby cells. Are you clear? Like I'll give example. Okay, I know it might be very dirty example, but you know my examples. Okay, so example is what? Let's say you spit up like a thu, and the spit will fall on your orphans. Okay, it is called as autocrine. Okay, थूका और आपके मुंह पे गिर गया, ठीक है, and you spit on someone near to you, thu. That is what? Paracrine. Are you clear? So paracrine is nearby. Okay, now what is endocrine is? Endocrine is something very, very important. It is what? It acts everywhere via blood. Via blood. So what to remember in this case? The word is via blood. So once you put something in the blood, it is going to act everywhere, and once it is going to act everywhere, it will become what in nature? It will become what in nature? Yes, it will become paracrine or endocrine? Endocrine. Okay, so example, if you spit in the water tank, everyone will be getting your spit. I know it's disgusting example, but you got the idea. So when you put in the blood, everyone will get, and that is a case. Okay, fine. Himanshu, I told you na, the question pattern will remain very similar to the one they have already given, that is bulk clinical questions. Okay, but it will not be that difficult to solve because of two reasons. One is you would already now be expecting, and once you know something would be there, you are better prepared. Number two, they also realize the paper was not you can say very good up to the mark, so they will also modify and reduce. So that's why, yes, I agree, the pattern will not be one liners, it will be clinical question, but not too long clinical question, too many clinical questions. Okay, so it will be a simplified clinical paper. Are you clear? So therefore study with that in mind, we have to solve patient problems, not theoretical knowledge. Okay, chalo. Okay, fine. Okay, so it's easy. So endocrine is what? When you spit in the water tank and everyone is drinking that water, that is called as endocrine. Okay, next we see is types of hormone. Types of hormone. Types of hormone. Okay, so let's start with types of hormone. There are two types. Which one? The lipid soluble, group 1 and group 2. So group 1 and group 2. Okay, so group 1 and group 2. Group 1 are lipid soluble. ये कैसे? Oil, lipid soluble. That means they are oily, greasy. Okay, so they are lipid soluble ones. Are you clear? Lipid soluble. Group 2 are water soluble. They are water soluble. Okay, now I will teach you how to differentiate, because again it's an important topic in physio pharma both. Okay, so we are not doing clinical things stuff because we are doing basics, then we'll go to clinical. Okay, so they are basically lipid. What is the other word for lipid? Oil. Remember, oil. If you make a small addition, this C, देखो हर जगह C है, everywhere C is there. If you add a C, it become what? Oil or oid? Oid. thyroid, steroid. Now you will never forget the name. So thyroid and steroid are which hormones? They are lipid soluble. Easy हो गया. So thyroid and steroid. So thyroid and steroid are which hormones? They are the lipid soluble ones. I hope it's clear. Fine. So let's start. Okay. Fine. Okay. So okay. Yes, thyroid and steroid. Okay. Now what are water soluble? So remember, they are basically made from amino acids. So they are what? Amino acid derivatives. Amino acids and their derivatives. You will say, sir, what? We don't understand. Are Baba, wait. Okay. So amino acids, they mostly end in which term? They mostly end in what? Term I and E. Mostly, yes or no? Like glycine, yes or no? Arginine, okay, leucine, all this. So ine, and they can be converted into polypeptides. Polypeptides, okay, and these polypeptides mostly end in. Now are you clear? So you take amino acids and you now create a polypeptide which end in. Are you clear now? So example is number 1, polypeptides, or you can create monoamines. Monoamines, okay, monoamines, okay. So monoamines like which one? Epinephrine, norepinephrine, their ending is with INE itself. Okay, don't worry, I'll clarify this later. So if you are making a polypeptide, it is in. If you are making monoamines, it's most likely I and E. Are you clear now? Okay, so they are amino acid derivatives. Easy. So what is the main category here? PP. So remember, PP, water soluble. So PP are polypeptide, they are water soluble. So pani P, so P pani, you know pani. So pani P pani is water soluble. Okay, PP is water soluble. Easy, water soluble. Okay. Now let's come to the next point. Okay, so these hormones can easily cross cell membrane, easily cross lipid cell membrane. Lipid cell membrane. Okay, which one? Thyroid and steroid can easily cross the lipid cell membrane. Okay, now which are the category of thyroid hormones? Let's learn that. Okay, so first is write like this: thyroid, steroid. Okay, so write like this: thyroid and steroid. Okay, steroid are 3 types. Which one? We have sex steroids, then we have the which one? The anabolic steroids are done, glucocorticoids, and we have the mineralocorticoids. Are you clear? Mineralocorticoids. So what are the 2 main lipid soluble? Thyroid, steroid. Okay, now understand, mineralocorticoid we have only one. Okay, and which minerals it handle? So first mineral, it handles sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium, it come from the adrenal cortex, so that's why they call as corticosteroids. Are you clear now? And oid is because they are lipid soluble hormones, remember. So example is aldosterone. Aldosterone, and it act by cytoplasmic receptors. Cytoplasmic receptors. And what does it handle? I'm writing in brief. It increases sodium and it decreases potassium. So that is what the minerals it handle. Are you clear? So which minerals it handle? These ones. And how it become a clinical question? So obviously if aldosterone is more, you will have more sodium, less potassium. And if aldosterone is what? Less, you will have less sodium, more potassium. So this is the simple summary. So that means if aldosterone level change, sodium, potassium. So let's remember this point forever. Sodium increase, potassium decrease is the function of aldosterone. So what does aldosterone do? Increase sodium, decrease potassium. What does aldosterone do? Increase the sodium, decrease the potassium. What does aldosterone do? Increase the sodium, decrease the potassium. Please mug up, you can say cram it, but this fact should be there in the brain all the time, because it is surely a question in the exam, in which form we'll learn later on when we are solving questions. Okay, very good. Okay, fine. Chalo. Now let's move to the next point. So what is the next point we are having? Thyroid, brother, vitamin A and D. Okay, again there was question on vitamin A, D very much in the exam, so they're important. So they are lipid soluble and they use nuclear receptors. Nuclear receptors. Okay, whereas these two use both nuclear and cytoplasmic. Are you clear? Nuclear, yes. So they are nuclear and cytoplasmic receptors. Are you clear now? And if to be precise, one thing I can make a statement that sex steroid prefer nuclear and glucocorticoid they prefer bit cyto. Okay, so if they give choice of one, then go for sex with nuclear and gluco with cytoplasmic. Okay, clear? And there were so many questions on sex steroids, remember? Okay, LH-FSH ratio they were giving, estrogen progesterone level they were giving. So yes, so we have to learn them properly, that is the case. Okay, fine. So let's come back. Now we'll discuss the polypeptides. Okay, now polypeptides are what? First, they are non-thyroid and non-steroid hormones. Okay, so most hormones which are coming from other glands, they are polypeptide. Okay, so they are where? Okay, so they are coming from other glands. Okay, so they are from where? Pituitary, GIT, intestine, then pancreatic, hypothalamus, etc. So all these are which hormones? They are polypeptide hormones. Okay, all are polypeptide. Okay, and they mostly end with in H or P. So please remember these things, they will help you in solving the one-liners. Okay, clear? Clinical questions, they are not that important. Okay, so let's start. In H and P. Okay, so insulin, ghrelin, vasopressin, inhibin, orexin, relaxin. Okay, somatostatin, gastrin, vasopressin, they all are polypeptide. H1, LH, FSH, TSH, GNRH, CRH, TH, FSH, all are what? Again polypeptide. And P1, GLP, GIP, ANP, LP. So wherever you see in H and P, they are polypeptides. Okay, now are they water soluble? Yes, so they are water soluble. So they are water soluble, hence can't cross lipid cell membrane, because cell membrane is made by phospholipid, so lipid cell membrane. So if you cannot enter, like देखो ना, ऑयली तेल वाली चीजें कहीं भी घुस जाती, ऑयली ग्रीजी चिकनी चीज दे कैन गो एनीवेयर, रिमेंबर, बट वाटर सॉल्युबल, ओके, कैन नॉट गो. ओके, सो देयरफॉर व्हाट दे डू, सो दे act by cell surface receptors. So they act by what thing? Cell surface receptors. Are you clear? Cell surface, and these receptors, okay, are on the surface. Let's say cell, this is a receptor, this is the insulin. So insulin will go and attach to the receptor. Okay, clear? तो सबको पता ही है, ऐसे बाहर कुछ निकल रहा है, वो अंदर गया ऐसे, and this will lock. So this is a receptor. Okay, so this is the receptor, this is the insulin. Are you clear? This is a cell. So that is how these things work. Okay, so hormone bind to receptor and then the receptor do the action. So insulin bind to receptor, do the action. So that's why if insulin is not there, you will have the deficiency of the action, or if receptor is not there, again you have. So that's why there are always two problems. What are the two problems? Either the hormone is less or the receptor is blocked or defective. Are you clear now? So hormone defects or receptor defects. Are you clear? So hormone or receptor. Okay, take no dirty thoughts. Okay, clear? It's just receptor binding. Okay, now these receptors are two types. Remember them forever. Tyrosine kinase and GPCR. Okay, this time they never asked question on this directly because again they were mostly clinical questions, but once they start back to one liners, it's a very important topic. So GPCR, what is GPCR? G protein coupled receptor. G protein coupled receptor. Are you clear? So G protein coupled receptor. So G protein coupled receptor is the case. Okay, done. Now how to solve this question? So remember tyrosine kinase. Okay, clear? PIG. Just remember pig. Pig will act through tyrosine kinase and all others non-pig will act. अब लोगों से pig क्या है? अरे बाबा pig मतलब 3 hormones. So that is 3 polypeptides. Okay, which one? Prolactin, insulin and growth hormone. Even if you read pharma book, okay, so this pharma book, okay, most, and they are giving this thing again that in pharmaco what there are two things na, kinetics and dynamics. So in pharmacodynamics, where the hormones and drugs are acting, they act through receptors. So tyrosine kinase are 3. Which 3? Okay, भाई बताया ना पैटर्न प्रतीक भाई, ये मैं बहुत बार बोल चुका हूं. द पैटर्न दे हैव नॉट येट गिवन and it is sure that it will be becoming more and more clinically oriented, but it will not be that tough, that impossible to solve as it was in August. August was a blunder, that where they just bluntly put the clinical question without any syllabus, any intimation. Clear? So I have given yesterday a very long talk, almost 1 hour 2 hour long, about the expected pattern, and we are working to get the full blueprint in advance. Okay, so whenever we get, we will, but till then we have to learn basics and also their applied clinical importance. Okay, so I'll not be repeating it again and again. Whatever you have, okay, otherwise breaks the flow. I look at the screen, I have to answer that query. So better all the non-academic queries about the exam, protest, etc. I'll discuss in the break time. I hope it's clear. So I'll take them later. Okay bhai, chalo. So prolactin, insulin. So see, in H, are they polypeptides? Yes. Why? Because they're ending in and H. And I told you in HP are which hormones? Polypeptides. So they are which hormones? Poly. And they're acting through what? Tyrosine. Now how to remember? So I'll give a very simple example. Okay. We know that pig is which animal? Dirty animal. Dirty. Why? You know, pig eat so many things. Okay. Eat was shit, tutty something. Okay, so dirty pig. So tie. So remember, dirty pig, tyrosine kinase receptor, tie. अब हो गया ना? So dirty pig is the mnemonic. I know this question was not in the exam, but sometime yes, bad times come, and that's the indicator. If there is no dirty pig question in the exam, I know this is a tough exam. So there was no dirty pig, which I keep asking my students that there would be a question on dirty pig. It was not there. Don't say sir, it looked like something else. Yellow. Here are dirty pig. Okay, so dirty pig is going to use the which receptors? Tyrosine kinase. Tyrosine kinase. Are you clear? So dirty pig. Done. Okay, so this is the mnemonic. So all others LH, FSH, TSH belong to which category? This. So LH, tyrosine kinase, GPCR. Then yes, any hormone like somatostatin, okay, or vasopressin, or this one LH, FSH, TSH, GNI, they all belong to which category? GPCR. So our work is done. Tyrosine kinase, GPCR, rest all are tyrosine, rest all are GPCR. So let's see this question. Insulin act by what receptor? So we know it is tyrosine kinase receptor. Tyrosine kinase receptor. Easy. Now second, tyrosine kinase used by all except. Question on your screen, kids. Try to solve it. Solve. Answer. Okay. So I'm just putting a poll here. Okay. This question. Okay. Already I have given. I'm just writing A, B, C and D. Okay. Let's see how many people are able to answer this. Okay. So in the main app group also I have given the question, so you can solve it. Okay, question is there already on the screen. Yes, solve. So which of these do you think will not use the tyrosine kinase receptors? Tell me. Very good, very good. All are perfectly on target. Yes. Okay, so those who are not using YouTube and those are using app, they can simply solve the questions on the main app group. So I'm using this Telegram for answers. Okay, this one. Okay, in case anyone is not having that also, they can just message me. Okay, so any doubt you can Telegram me. 9899529468. So answer is yes. It is pig na, PIG. So these are pig, prolactin, insulin growth hormone. This is polypeptide, which is GPCR. Easy ho gaya na? So this is GPCR. Answer is D. So D is the right answer. So D is the right answer. Very good. Okay, so all people are learning very well. Okay, because basics are must. Okay, fine. Yes, chalo, let's start back. Now what about these ones? Okay, non-pig. Okay, so non-pig GPCR, what they use? So they act through second messenger. Okay, so GPCR use second messengers. Second messenger. Okay, so they use second messenger. Okay, how? Via alpha unit. Okay, so they use second messenger via. Okay, and GPCR are also called as 7-pass or serpentine receptor. Okay, why? Because they look like a snake. What is the serpent? Is snake. So let's say this receptor hormone cell. So they look like a snake. Can you see the snake with very dangerous looking red eye? Can you see? So this is the GPCR. Can you see the GPCR? This is the GPCR receptor. Okay, GPCR. Okay, so hormone will bind and then it will activate what? Second messenger. Okay, so this is how they are going to act. Are you clear? Second messenger. Okay, so hormone attach here. Let's say the hormone. So this hormone will bind here, hormone, and once the hormone bind, ठीक है, तो ये बैठ गया इसके ऊपर. So it bind. Okay, ये अंदर नहीं जा रहा है, ये इसके ऊपर ऐसा समझ गए बस. ठीक है, so it bind, and once it bind, it activate the second messengers. Are you clear? So now let's see what are the second messengers used by the G protein coupled receptors. Don't write there, write separately. So I'm discussing what. So GPCR, 3 second messengers. Okay, so what are the 3? So understand the 3 are cyclic GMP, cyclic AMP, IP3 DAG. Okay, so please copy this. Okay, so GPCR uses 3 second messengers: cyclic GMP, cyclic AMP, IP3 and DAG. Full form skip. Okay, clear? Full form you can skip. Okay, so now let's start. Okay, only 2 substances here. So our work become easy. Only 2 substances use cyclic GMP. They use the cyclic GMP. Okay, 2 substances, easy. Only 2. Which 2? Right, one is ANP. Okay, which causes sodium loss in urine. So that is why it is called as what? Atrial natriuretic peptide. Atrial natriuretic peptide. Okay, so it use the GMP and cause sodium loss. तो कैसे याद करोगे? Natri मतलब क्या? Sodium. So natri means sodium, kids. So natri means sodium. Okay, and what is urine का word इसमें? So for urine we are using the word uretic, that is urine. Okay, and obviously it's the agent causing. So natriuretic means what? Sodium losing. Okay, So which hormone increase the sodium? Aldosterone. It decrease the sodium. So summary till now: aldosterone increase sodium, decrease potassium. ANP decrease the sodium. It doesn't act much on potassium. Okay. So what is the summary? I'll just write once again. Aldo increase sodium, decrease potassium, and ANP decreases the sodium. Please keep remembering these clinical things. They are what they'll be asking. They'll give a patient with electrolyte profile, sodium, potassium, calcium level, and will make a diagnosis or maybe treatment or maybe the prognosis. Okay, so that is what the idea of this is. Okay, fine. Okay, now second hormone. So first is ANP, second is NO, second is NO. There is nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. Okay, and this nitric oxide causes vasodilation. Okay, clear? That is why it is used for what condition? For angina treatment and for correction of hypertension. So that is why it is used for treatment of angina pectoris. Okay, clear? Fine. Also hypertension, because it causes dilation. Okay, example, nitrates. What the name? Nitroglycerin. Okay, sorbitrate. Okay, isosorbitrate. So all these are the drugs. So was this question there in your exam? Nitric oxide act by? The answer is yes. Sorry, nitrates. So nitrates cause dilation through the what? Cyclic GMP. तो हो गया ना एक क्वेश्चन तैयार. So this was asked in 31st August. देखा एक क्वेश्चन हो गया हमारा. ठीक है. So was the question there? Yes, it is used in angina, MI, just to relieve the pain. Okay, clear? Done. So this was the question asked. Okay, cyclic GMP. Okay, fine. Yes, isosorbitrate. Yes, they all are used ना. भूल गए तो याद रखना. ये देखो ना, ट्रेट हो गया ना, नाइट्रेट. सही है. सो निट्रेट, नाइट्रेट. यस. ओके, क्लियर. सो यस. सो isosorbitrate. ओके, okay, so basically they are this. Okay, so remember it, traits से याद रहेगा. Okay, so arsosor. ठीक है, फाइन. तो याद करने का तरीका इसमें ट्रेट लगा दो तो याद रहेगा आपको कि नाइट्रेट्स हैं और नाइट्रेट क्या रिलीज करते हैं? नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड. आर यू क्लियर? ओके, फाइन. एंड व्हाट इज इट मेड फ्रॉम? आर्जिनिन. आस्क इन December exam. So arginine is the precursor for this. Okay, fine. Okay, okay. GS, GI, GQ you can skip for now. Okay, clear? It is actually GT. Okay, so you can skip. I don't think they will ask this much. Okay, so if you want, it is GT basically. Okay, clear? GT. Okay, clear. So you can remember if you want. Okay, Ravi. Okay, now we see IP3DAG. It increases calcium, and this calcium causes one secretion या hormone release. Okay, it causes contraction, smooth muscle. So that is why who will use it? The one who cause contraction of smooth muscle. So the one which cause contraction is going to use it. Okay, clear? Okay, fine. Now, so I'll be doing all the question which I have till now, and towards the end of the class we are going to keep a session for discussion of all the question. Okay, taken by me, by the faculties. Okay, so we'll take a 31st exam review and discussion of questions. Okay, with verified questions. Okay, so contract smooth muscle. So who will use IP3DAG? So that is why IP3 is used by what? All contractile substances. Hormones. Okay, so all contractile hormones. So let's start the list. Okay, how? Start. Oxytocin, which is used for augmenting the labor. Remember, you give syntocin. Oxytocin is what? It is the hormone. So oxytocin. Then stomach is contracted by gastrin. So stomach, gastrin. Bladder, cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin. Okay. Then vasopressin. नाम से ही दिख रहा है vasopressin. It press the vessel. Angiotensin. So first tell me what do they do? Okay, clear? Indrajit, PTH would be what? Yes, it will be cyclic AMP. I'll discuss later, don't worry, okay? Chalo. Okay. So are you clear? So oxytocin, gastrin, cholecystokinin, vasopressin, angiotensin. So first, are they all polypeptides? Yes. So they are all polypeptides. So they are all polypeptides, PP. Okay. These two do vasoconstriction. Okay. This cause uterine contraction, this cause stomach contraction, this cause bladder contraction. Not writing, but you know. So uterus, this is stomach, this is bladder, contract. Easy. So they all are what? Contractile. So they are what? First question, GPCR, IP3DAG. Are you clear? And also extra example, so we can write in this category itself. You know, acetylcholine also cause contraction GIT. It cause GIT contraction through M1 and M3. M1, M3 receptors. Then epinephrine, norepinephrine, vasoconstriction, alpha receptors. Okay, again through alpha receptor. So that is how they will use. Okay, so please remember them. Don't ever forget them. Are you clear? So all these use what? The IP3DAG. Okay, rest all are GPCR. Rest all are GPCR. Okay, oh sorry, cyclic AMP. Okay, so remaining ones, rest all. Easy. Rest all polypeptides. Okay, and they use GS and GI. Okay, so the rest all use what? The cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP. Are you clear? So example, regulation, relaxation, metabolism, etc. So if someone say PTH, is it contracting or regulating the calcium? So let's say example PTH. So PTH, H is polypeptide. Clear? Is it PIG? No. So it must be GPCR. But is it doing contraction, regulation? So PTH, LH, FSH, etc. So don't write the example, just write. So I know this table is big, but this table will solve you at least one question which I have promised, and you can see one question is already there. Are you clear? So let me give a summary, and these summaries should be revised always and always. So let's write the summary, please. So summary, rapid summary. So the summary, oids are lipid soluble. Oids. Okay, thyroid and steroid. Okay, and PPs, they are water soluble. They are which one? In, H or P. Are you clear now? There are two categories. If they are PIG, they are tyrosine kinase, and if they are non-PIG, okay, rest all are GPCR. Non-PIG. Easy. So PIG are tyrosine kinase, non-PIG are GPCR. Okay, what is PIG? Prolactin insulin growth hormone. Prolactin insulin growth. GPCR. GPCR is of what category? Three category. Which one? Cyclic GMP, IP3DAG, and cyclic AMP. This is NON ANP. This is contraction hormones, and this is rest all. Okay, easy. So I hope you can remember this statement, this table, for solving the question. So I hope it's clear now, because they are very important questions. I hope it's clear. So they are very important questions you have to solve and do it. Is it clear now? Fine. So cyclic AMP, IP3 cyclic. Okay, now we'll start with the clinical part, and we'll start with the hormones. Okay, so we'll start with hormones. Okay, so first is pancreatic hormones. Pancreatic hormones. So we are discussing what thing? Pancreatic hormones. Okay, so what is the funda about the pancreatic hormones is? Okay, so first is pancreatic hormones, they are all polypeptides. First question. They come from islet of Langerhans. Okay, and why it is such a important topic, that is this. Okay, why? Because there are always a problem of what? Autoimmune disorder. Antibodies can destroy this islet of Langerhans. Okay, so we have something called as what? The islet cell autoantibodies, called as what? ICA. Don't ever forget the name. ICA is islet cell autoantibodies. What is the name? Islet cell autoantibodies. Okay, and they are the most important reason for diabetes mellitus, in which there is lack of insulin production, because you're destroying the cell itself. Are you clear now? So that is why they ask you what are the most common, you can say, association. The answer is islet cell autoantibody, ICA. So if they ask you diabetes mellitus most common, so they have the most common cause, most common genetic disorder, most common you can say association cause of what? DM1, diabetes mellitus. Are you clear now? So that is the most common. Okay, number 2 would be this GAD, that is glutamic acid decarboxylase antibodies, but almost 80-90% of the type 1 diabetes patient DM1 have which antibodies? They are, yes, islet cell autoantibodies. So please add, okay, it's a clinical correlation. So they will give you a patient of diabetes, which I'll discuss very soon. Okay, and they will say ki which antibody must be tested or which titer would be high, something. The answer is ICA is most common involved in DM1. Okay, so islet of Langerhans. Easy ho gaya? Chalo. Now these islet cells are multiple cells. So they are multiple cells. Okay, now what are the multiple cells we are having in this case? Okay, fine. Now let's start. Okay, first we are having the alpha cells. Okay, clear? Alpha cells. Okay, now alpha cells, they release glucagon. Okay, now how to remember the hormone? Glucagon. Glucose gone, that means there is low glucose. So glucagon is released by low blood glucose. तो कैसे याद करेंगे? गॉन, ग्लूकोज चला गया. So glucagon, glucose is gone from the body. Okay, so what is the hormone for starvation? This is the case. Okay, so what is this condition? Hypoglycemia. Are you clear? So hypoglycemia is the condition we are having, or we would be seeing in this case. I hope it's clear. So hypoglycemia, I hope it's clear. Now what is the condition which cause hypoglycemia? Very common, fasting. Okay, fasting. Okay, and what is the cutoff for hypoglycemia? Books give different but it's around 70, okay, milligram percent. So less than 70 milligram percent. So they might ask in the future, a person is having a glucose level less than 70, that is hypoglycemia. Okay, so fasting, starvation, okay, or some GIT problems like malabsorptions, okay, like celiac sprue where you can't eat the food properly. So all these conditions, okay, or protein energy, yes, malnourishment. Okay, so all these conditions can create what? Low glucose. Okay, clear? Or excessive insulin. Okay, very common reason, excessive insulin in diabetic patient. So you know insulin decrease the glucose, and it's a very common problem in diabetic patient. They take too much insulin, which cause a low glucose level, and this is called as something what? Called as the Downs phenomena, in which there is a high insulin which cause hypoglycemia and then hyperglycemia occur. I hope it's clear. Fine. Okay, fine. Now one misconception, fasting and starvation. So remember, fasting is more than 8 hours. So how to remember? Okay, night you sleep, how many hours you sleep? 8-9 hours, okay, 7 hours, whatever. So in the morning when you wake up, technically you are in a fasting state. So that's why when you take the first meal of the day, that is called as breakfast. So why is it called as breakfast? Because you're breaking the fast, overnight fasting. So that is why overnight fasting is an example of what? Yes. Hence we call the word breakfast. अब याद रहेगा ना? So breakfast is breaking the overnight fasting. Are you clear? So you're breaking by taking the food. Clear? Hyperthyroidism will cause hyperglycemia. Okay, clear? I'll teach this. Okay, Inder. Okay, we'll take all these topics. Okay, so fine. Okay, and starvation is at least more than 3 days. Okay, so if a person come to you and the person is having very low glucose, okay, most common cause of a healthy person would be fasting. Most common cause. Okay, so fasting is most common cause. Okay, or if he's not having any food, is having some protein energy malnourished, then starvation. But what is the criteria? It is more than 3 days. More than 3 days is called as starvation. Okay, so कोई बोलता नहीं I am starving, give me food. अबे starving के लिए 3 दिन लगते हैं झूठे. So this starvation is not in few hours. It is at least 3 days. Okay, clear? GIT problem you all know. Okay, any kind of GIT resection, surgery, damage, trauma, infections, they can all cause. So GIT disorders. Okay, so now let's start. Okay, release by low glucose. Okay, so what should you do? So action. So action must be correct the hypoglycemia. So it correct hypoglycemia, correct glucose level. Okay, in technical term it causes hyperglycemia by hyperglycemia. So please remember, it will increase the glucose level. So it will increase the which level? Glucose level. So I hope it's clear. So what is it doing? Increasing the glucose level. So it is doing the increase in the glucose level. I hope it's clear. Okay, and how hyperglycemia? So remember two techniques. Okay, one is it break the already stored glycogen called as glycogenolysis. Okay, so what happens? Break liver glucose, sorry, liver glycogen to make glucose, and this will then increase the glucose level. So remember, it is doing what? It is breaking. That's why lysis. What thing? The glycogen. Which glycogen? Liver. And that create this. Okay, but problem is it lasts only few hours. Okay, so that means after few hours you will be not having sufficient glycogen. So again one question, glycogen is stored mainly in which organs? Liver and skeletal muscle. Okay, but what does it break? It break liver, not the muscle glycogen. Okay, and then second is what? Gluconeogenesis. That is what? Make new glucose from non-carbohydrate source. That is, make new glucose from non-carb sources, non-carbohydrates. Okay, which ones? There are two main ones, that is lipids. So that means lipids and proteins. So that's why you'll break the lipids, that is lipolysis and proteolysis. So what are you going to do? Proteolysis and you will do lipolysis. Are you clear? So that means you're breaking them and you are creating what? You're creating the glucose from that. So what are the two steps? It is gluconeogenesis and it is glycogenolysis. Done by what? Done by the glucagon. Okay, now what would be the effect, conditions and this? Okay, so please remember them. They are very, very important concepts. All are there in the exam. So let's just learn about the clinical aspect. So are you clear? So glucagon. Okay, so it will cause hyperglycemia. Okay, and there would be what? There would be the case. Okay, fine. So first, how will it act? So answer is first, is it polypeptide? Yes, it's a polypeptide. Is it pig or non-pig? Pig or non-pig? It is non-pig. So it will act through GPCR. And is it contracting something or it is regulating the glucose? Regulating. So it is using cyclic AMP. All done. So glucagon uses GPCR, cyclic AMP. Why not IP3? It is not contractile. And why not tyrosine? It's not pig. So easy, that is the case. So physiology is over. Let's see some clinical questions. Okay, so question you will get is something like this. Okay, that glucagon can be used in which conditions? Okay, so first is it is the hormone of starvation, etc. It is automatically increase in all these conditions. So it's a condition called as glucagonoma. Okay, what is the name? Glucagonoma. Glucagonoma. Okay, clear? So glucagonoma. Okay, now what is this glucagonoma? It's a tumor. It's a, yes, tumor which make and release, okay, glucagon. Okay, so what will be the result? It will cause severe hyperglycemia. Severe hyperglycemia. Okay, it will cause severe hyperglycemia. Are you clear? Fine. So what is the criteria here? They will have very high blood glucose. That is just like diabetes. But special thing, to correct this, the pancreas will release insulin and also increase insulin to correct the level. Why? Because this insulin is released by hyperglycemia. Are you clear? So we are having a patient with hyperglycemia and increase in the insulin level. Okay, so you are not suspecting diabetes type 1. Why? Because the insulin levels are very high. Okay, might be type 2, but this person is not obese, having no history, no smoking, etc. Clear? And he is now, what you do, okay, and also cause what? Urine glucose increase. Okay, can cause glycosuria, that is in urine, and increase urine output because of high glucose. They can occur because of what condition? Because of this. Okay, so what is the investigation? Obviously for this we'll do a CT. Okay, clear? So we'll do MRI, might not be that sensitive. So what we'll do? We'll do a CT. So investigation is CT. Is CT. Okay, clear? And if to be this, you can also use MRI, and treatment would be obviously surgical resection. Okay, so resection. Okay, because there's no point giving drugs, you can do. Okay, clear? Fine. Yes, so it'll be too much this. Okay, clear? So it's a tumor. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, yes, it is also used for beta blocker poisoning. Which one? Glucagon. So also used for beta blocker poisoning. We give gluca. Why? Because beta blockers again cause what? They will cause hypoglycemia very severely. Okay, because they decrease this. Okay, and they can be a problem. So that's why we can give glucagon there. Okay, fine. Chalo. Now we see the second cell. Okay, that is called what? The beta cell. Now remember, they are in the center of islet. Okay, more than 50%. So they are more than 50. That is why the auto antibody destroy what the most? Yes, they are going to destroy what? The, yes, the insulin making cell the most. So that's why post infection antibodies are formed, and these antibodies are going to cross react and destroy mainly beta cells. So that is why these, which antibodies? ICA. What is ICA full form? What is ICA? Yes, it is which one? Islet cell auto antibody. So they are very prone to destroy beta cell. Why? Because they are more than 50%. Are you clear now? So they are not only specific to beta cell, but why they are destroyed more? Because they are more in number, more than 50%. Easy. Okay, now what do they release? They release insulin. Okay, and insulin is the opposite of glucagon. It is the opposite of glucagon. So what will it do? It will save the energy for future. So remember one thing, okay, it save energy for future use. So remember one line summary, it save. How? Okay, by making glycogen fat and proteins. Okay, so what is insulin? It is the opposite. It is not a hormone of starvation, it's a hormone of excessive energy. So when you have enough energy, let's say you get a job, now you have enough salary money, what are you going to do? You will use the money and you will invest for your future. So it's a hormone for future. So what will make? Glycogen, fat, protein. Okay, clear? Fine. And therefore what happens? It will convert glucose to glycogen, so glucose level will fall, and that is why, since it convert glucose to glycogen, there is hypoglycemia. It is one of the most important points in endocrine system, that it causes hypoglycemia. It causes hypoglycemia. So if they ask in the exam what are the only hormone causing hypoglycemia, answer is insulin. Okay, and it is the only hormone. Okay, doing that. Okay, doing what? Hypoglycemia. Okay, rest all other hormones cause hyperglycemia. So please remember this one line and you will be able to solve lots of questions. A patient with any metabolic disorder, you will see always hyperglycemia. Okay, why? I'll tell you. Very rarely you will get hypoglycemia like increase in insulin, otherwise you always see hyperglycemia. So all other cause hyperglycemia. Okay, why? Because they need glucose for their requirement. So what the insulin is saying? Let's save the glucose for future use. And what other hormones are saying? Withdraw the glucose for our present use. So they are like what? Depositing the money or withdrawing the money. So yes, why? To meet their demands. Okay, so in simple language, what is insulin doing? So insulin save or deposit the money in the bank, and what the others are doing? They are spending. Spend money and they withdraw from the bank. So what is the one line summary? What is insulin one line summary? It say let's save money in the bank. Let's save money in the bank. Others are let's withdraw. So that is why which hormone save? So the saving glycogen, protein and lipid. Are you clear now? Others are breaking the glycogen, breaking the protein and fats and withdrawing the money. Easy one line summary. Okay, now please remember this. So example, which one? Yes, thyroid. So thyroid hormone cause what? Hyperglycemia. So there was a question on thyroid. Okay, and they gave a clinical case, long one. Okay, and if you remember that if there is high thyroid, there will be high glucose. If there is low, there will be low glucose. So that's why blood glucose level will give an idea about this. Okay, then glucocorticoids. So that is why increase in the glucocorticoid cause hyperglycemia. Okay, not hypo like Cushing's. Okay, then glucagon, epinephrine, norepinephrine, growth hormone, etc. So all hormone cause what? Hyperglycemia. So remember it like this. Your father is like insulin. He is depositing the money in the bank, or father, mother both. Okay, and all other family members are withdrawing the money from the bank for your studies, education, etc. So remember, father is insulin and rest all are, yes, withdrawing the money. Okay, and one day you will become the insulin, you will be earning, and your kids, etc. would be spending the money. So remember, the cycle will keep going on. Okay, so one line summary clear. Okay, number 3, we have delta cells. They release somatostatin. Okay, what they do? Decrease growth hormone. Just remember, it decreases growth hormone. Okay, so that's why it will decrease the growth hormone. Okay, so नाम से दिख रहा है ना, somato मतलब body, statin means stop. So stop the body growth by decreasing the growth hormone. Okay, and also it decreases gastric acid and empty, which I'll discuss in GIT, but just write one statement, that's the case. Okay, so we have learned about this thing very well. Okay, so now let's start with the concept of insulin. So we'll discuss the concept of insulin. Okay, so we're discussing which thing? Insulin. Okay, so first is insulin, one line summary. It decreases glucose and increases fat, protein and glycogen. So what is the one line summary? Decrease the glucose and increases what? Increases glycogen, fat and proteins. Will you remember this one line summary? Okay, because this is a very important topic asked always. So insulin decrease the glucose and it will increase the glycogen, fat and protein. So it is a anabolic hormone. It's a anabolic hormone. Okay, now let's see important concepts we are having here. Okay, so first is the insulin is formed where, how I discussed beta cell, and what would be the important thing. So first is the right biosynthesis of insulin. Okay, in fact it's a polypeptide synthesis. Okay, so first how they are formed. Okay, it will solve lots of question of physiology also. Okay, so first is there's the insulin gene. There were so many questions on genes. Okay, so insulin gene on short arm of chromosome 11. Okay, so there's a insulin gene on chromosome number 11. I hope it's clear. So chromosome number 11, this gene undergo transcription. So remember where it undergo transcription. Okay, and you get mRNA. Okay, you make mRNA. This mRNA undergo translation and it create what? And it occur where? In the ribosomes. So this is nucleus. Okay, and now there is ribosome. Okay, clear? And you make a long polypeptide chain, okay, called as pre-pro-insulin. Are you clear? So pre-pro-insulin. So we are having a very long chain called as what? Pre-pro-insulin. Done. So pre-pro-insulin. Now question is, this pre-pro-insulin is very long, so it undergo what? Post-translational modification. Again, it's a very important topic in biochemistry. That is, what is post-translational modification? What are the steps which occur, where occur? So first it occur in endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Clear? And what happens? We remove the signal peptide. Okay, so we remove the signal peptide. Okay, so we remove what thing? Signal peptide. Okay, once you remove signal peptide, what is it called as? Post-translational modification. Okay, so I'll write it here. Modifications. So post-translational modification, and what is formed? We end up with a polypeptide called as proinsulin. Okay, now it is packed into vesicles into vesicles by Golgi apparatus. So what to remember? Apparatus, it calls packaging. So what is the packaging department which pack? Golgi apparatus cause pack. And remember, Golgi, so it make round vesicles. Okay, so it's doing the packaging. Okay, so let's summarize. Okay, first there is a gene on 11 chromosome. which undergo two-step translation and transcription, T and T, and you get what? We get a pre-proinsulin, pre-proinsulin, and then we remove the signal peptide P, and you get what? Proinsulin, and that is then packed. That's it. Okay, so summary done. Okay, fine. So it is the idea here. Okay, so proinsulin is the case. Are you clear? Fine. Okay, so is it clear now? Okay, so proinsulin, and it is packed here. Fine, so it is packed. Okay, so this is the summary we are getting till now here. Okay, fine. So I hope it's clear. Fine. So let's move further. Okay. Now in the Golgi apparatus we are having a vesicle which contain proinsulin. Now this proinsulin split into two parts, the insulin A and B chains and C peptide. Are you clear? Now clinical question is going to come very soon. So what happens is it is going to release what? It is going to release the what thing? The C peptide very soon. Are you clear? So it is going to release the C peptide very soon. Okay. Now understand. Once you release them into the blood, which one? Insulin and C peptide, they both are made from proinsulin, so the level of the two would be exactly the same. I hope it's clear. So level of the two would be exactly the same. Are you clear now? So therefore what happens is, if there were 5 proinsulin, if there was 5, there would be 5 insulin and 5 C peptide. Okay, so if there are 5 proinsulin molecule, they will break to make 5 and 5. If there were 10, they will make 10 and 10. That means what happens? Insulin and C peptide are secreted in equal quantity. Okay, secreted equal concentration. Okay, so therefore if you measure C peptide level, they will give you an idea of the insulin produced by the beta cell. So it's a very important question. What is that? That is C peptide assay. Okay, indicate endogenous insulin production by beta cells. So please mark this point. It's a clinical important point. So first is, why not insulin level? The problem is a diabetic patient might be injecting insulin. So his body contains 2 insulin. One is his own insulin, other which is getting from injection. Are you clear? So indicate endogenous insulin levels. Are you clear? Okay. So therefore what happens is, there are 2 diabetes. One is DM1, less insulin, DM2, problem in insulin action. So in diabetes mellitus 1, there is less insulin. So therefore there will be less C peptide. Okay, fine. So in DM1 there is less insulin and hence there is less C peptide. Okay, whereas in DM2 there would be normal or increased insulin, hence there would be normal or increased C peptide. So what is the summary we have learned here? That a simple test of C peptide whether it is less or it is increase or normal, can tell you it's DM1 or 2. So if it is less, it is DM1. If it is increase, it is DM2 most likely. Easy. So how do you know it's diabetes mellitus 1 or 2? Because the treatment depends on that. So remember, less C peptide levels, less, indicate problem in the beta cell, that is DM1. And if there is a high level, it is most likely DM2. Is it clear now? So DM1, DM2, diabetes. What is the diagnostic criteria? It is glucose level, okay, and also the HbA1c, okay, clear? But they ask the best for this. So the best investigation for diabetes mellitus, which is that? So best investigation for diabetes mellitus, which is that? Okay, so it is which one? Anyone? So what is the best investigation? It is not C peptide, even not insulin. So what is the best investigation for insulin level? Tell me. Answer. Best investigation for insulin level estimation. Tell me. Yes, it is HbA1c level. MCQ. So HbA1c is the best one. Okay. So what are the best indicator here? HbA1c. Are you clear? Okay. Clear. So what should be the level? No, HbA1c. Okay. Clear. Is the best. Okay. And what it indicate? It indicate glycemic control. Okay, 2 to 3 months. Are you clear? So what? 2 to 3 months. That is around 8 to 12 weeks. Are you clear? So HbA1c. Okay. And what is the level for that? So remember, normal should be less than 5.6. Are you clear? Normal should be less than 5.6%. Okay, clear? And if it is more than 6.5% in diabetes mellitus. Easy. So what is the level? It is, yes, HbA1c, and it should be less than 5.6. If it is more than 6.75, it is diabetes. Are you clear now? So it is a case. Okay. And in fact, how do you manage diabetic patient? Basis of HbA1c, we have a target of around 7 to manage the HbA1c level. Okay. What is HbA1c? It is actually glycated hemoglobin. So hemoglobin slowly bind to glucose non-enzymatically. So it shows a long-term control. Are you clear now? Long-term control. Very good. Okay. For short-term control, what do we use for short-term? So this is for months. Okay. For short-term, that is few weeks. Okay. Let's say 1 or 2 weeks. Okay. For 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. We use what? For 2 weeks glycemic control, that is short-term. What do we use? Short term. Answer. Short term, what do we use? Yes, for long term we use this. For short term, what do we use? Short term. Yes, Ashu. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. No, we covered all them in revision class also. Okay, so that's why I'm covering all the possible question. So you covered how many? Almost 3 MCQs till now. 3 MCQs of 31st August already discussed. Okay, fine. So tell me. Very good. Sodium glucose, and your answer is third one, fructose. Okay. So what is the answer for short term control? Not fasting glucose. for short term. See, that will give only same day, okay? Fasting level indicate few hours. Fasting is few hours. I'm asking 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Fasting is few weeks, few hours, not weeks. If you are using 2 weeks, then we will use what? Okay, fine. And remember this, I will not tell the answer again. We'll use the fructosamine level. Fructosamine, okay. So let us use fructosamine, okay. So what do we use? Fructosamine. Are you clear? So once again, what is the best criteria for long-term regulation, control, treatment? All H1AC. Only when they say 2 weeks, then we'll use the term fructosamine. Are you clear now? Okay. Done. So let's come back. Now we see the mechanism of insulin secretion. Why? Because treatment depends on this. So we're discussing what? The mechanism of what? Insulin secretion. Okay. So first is when we say the word mechanism of what? Insulin secretion, what all things you have to remember, that is how the beta cells are going to give out the insulin in this case. Okay. So let's start. Okay. So first is make a diagram like this. Okay. Second, you will show the transporters here. Again, they are very important. Ask. This is GLUT2. This is GLUT2, and this is ATP dependent potassium channel. They are all very important. Why? I'll tell you very soon. So they are ATP dependent channels in this case. I hope it's clear. So they are ATP dependent channels here. Okay, fine. Okay. Now let's start. First is, okay, you can watch the video later on also, okay, on the app. Okay, in case you want here, I will help you in getting them. Okay, fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, chalo. Okay, so let's start. First is, this is insulin vesicles. Okay, so insulin vesicles. So let's start now. First is, what is GLUT2? GLUT2 is a glucose sensor. Okay, and it informs whether glucose is there or not. So it is present on 3 places. Okay, that is beta cell, kidney and liver. So how to remember it? BKL. क्या है इसका निमोनिक? BKL. Okay, कैसे याद करना है इसको? BKL को see, they are glucose sensor. They sense glucose. And you know, laddu contain lots of glucose, है ना? So ऐसे याद कर लो, BKL, बहन के लड्डू. Okay, मीठे मीठे 2 लड्डू. So GLUT2. So remember, so GLUT2 is what? It is for this. Okay, so GLUT2 is for the purpose of glucose entry in the beta cell, kidney, liver. BKL. याद रहेगा? BKL. Okay, don't take thing as anything else. BKL is the term. Okay, let's start. Okay, so first is, remember the term potassium channel and GLUT2. इस पे क्वेश्चन आएगा, ड्रग्स भी आती हैं. So very very important concept. So I hope you are able to understand this. Okay, so let's move and we'll continue. Okay, fine. Now first step is you take the food. So when you take the food, the glucose levels increase. So first is food. So increase glucose level. This glucose will enter via GLUT2. So I'll do a entry. And once it enter, it will cause increase glycolysis and ATP production. Are you clear? So increase glycolysis and ATP production. Are you clear now? So increase glycolysis and ATP. Now once ATP increase, they close the channels. Number 3, high ATP close potassium channel. Okay, so high ATPs will close the potassium channel. Okay, once they close the potassium channel, obviously the potassium will not be able to move, and that create number 4, depolarization, and calcium enter. Okay, so that caused depolarization, and which ion enter? Calcium enter. Okay, and this calcium, once it enter, calcium cause exocytosis. Okay, so calcium cause a phenomena called as exocytosis, that is out of the cell, that is insulin is secreted. Okay, so these vesicles, they merge with the membrane and it cause opening of their mouth. As the mouth open, the mal masala comes out, that is insulin, okay, secreted. Easy? Yes, exo means secretion, outside. Now most people find it tough to remember कि सर ये बहुत confusing है. So let's make it simple and learn about the pharma also and the physiology with medicine also. Okay, so I'll make it easy for you. So just remember GLUT2, location BKL. So GLUT2 BKL, GLUT2 BKL, then close potassium channel. Okay, that cause depolarization. At that, calcium exocytosis, insulin secretion. So can you remember this much? So once again, GLUT2 close the potassium channel, depolarize, calcium exocytosis, at that cause the insulin secretion. That's the summary. Okay, so how do you control insulin secretion? So now we'll learn about the regulation of insulin. And please understand, we are making concepts. Okay, if you want कि कोई चमत्कार हो जाए कि सीधा आपको बोले ये क्वेश्चन आएगा, भाई to solve a clinical case you cannot directly just read a case. Clear? You cannot just go and start medicine, and medicine they start with first line. They say diabetes is having hyperglycemia due to excessive what? Glycogenolysis, gluconeo. Now you don't know biochemistry, you don't know physiology, so you'll just be mugging up and you will find the questions extremely difficult. Once we have finished, I'll show you how these questions are to be approached and solved. Okay, so please, I know it's bit basics, but you know. Okay, so first is regulation. We'll discuss increase insulin secretion. So very simple thing. When do you need insulin? When you have lots of glucose. When do you need insulin? When we have lots of glucose. So obviously high glucose. So that's why high glucose, amino acids, keto acids, okay, and fatty acids, free fatty acids. So please remember them. So what are the things? High glucose, high amino acid, keto. All these are increasing insulin, and insulin will save them all for future use. And what insulin will do? Insulin will save them all for future use. So that is why there is a very simple case. If you have lots of cash money in your pocket, you will go to bank and deposit, and when you don't have the money, you will withdraw. So that's why when you have lots of glucose, amino acids, keto acids, you will convert them to future use by glycogen, etc. Easy. Number two is potassium channel blockers. Potassium channel, and they are called as what? They are called as which one? Yes, they are given which name? Yes, they are called as sulfonylureas. So are you clear? So they are given which name? They are called as which one? The sulfonyl ureas. Okay, example, okay, tolbutamide. Okay, so tolbutamide is an example of what? The sulfonyl urea. Okay, clear? So what they do? They block the potassium and increase thus. Okay, so example is tol. We'll discuss them later when we discuss the treatment part of diabetes. Okay, then number three is what? We have the which one? Yes, GIT hormones. Why? The answer is simple. When you eat food, GIT hormone will help you digest the food and give you glucose. So GIT hormones increase insulin to help. So that is why GIT hormones increase. Okay. So example, all, okay, all hormones, okay, all, but best by GLP-1 and GIP. So I'll discuss them later. Which one? GLP-1 and GIP. So GLP-1 and GIP. Okay, clear? Okay, and these are called as incretin hormones. Which hormones? Incretin hormones. Okay, incretin hormones. Okay, fine. Okay, then number 4 we have what? We have the hormones which are basically increasing, like also by growth hormone, glucagon. Okay, okay. We'll discuss about the gliptins, all these glitazones later. Okay, rosiglitazone, PO, we'll discuss them later, but right now growth hormone, glucagon, etc., they also increase. Number 5, also increase by parasympathetic. Why? Because para is related to food, eating. So when you eat food, parasympathetic helps. So parasympathetic nerves, acetylcholine, ACH. Okay, again they increase what? The insulin level. So they all are going to increase the insulin. So which drugs? The sulfonyl ureas, then the GLP, GIP drugs. Okay, example gliptins. Okay, and these all now decrease insulin. So remember, insulin is decreased, number 1, by insulin itself. So insulin itself, are you clear? So insulin itself. Okay, so insulin itself. Okay, fine. So insulin decreases its own secretion. How? I'll tell you. It causes low glucose, hypoglycemia. Are you clear? So insulin cause hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia decreases ATP, and less ATP means what? Yes, the potassium channel will not close, so that's why it decreases the level. Okay, then number 3, potassium channel opener. So remember, blocker is sulfonyl urea, we're discussing opener. So potassium channel opener, example here is diazoxide, minoxidil. So diazoxide. Okay, so that's why it is used for what treatment? Too much insulin. So that is why it is used for treatment of insulinoma. Okay, why? Because it decreases insulin by decrease insulin. So remember this question, diazoxide is treatment of which condition? Insulinoma, because it causes a decrease in which levels? Insulin levels. So decrease in which levels? Insulin levels. Are you clear? Okay, next is number 4. Okay, so what is the 4th factor here? Okay, 4th factor we see is about, right on, okay, it is 2-deoxyglucose. So 2-deoxyglucose again cause what? It causes a, yes, decrease in the ATP. So it blocks glycolysis, decreases ATP, and decrease ATP cause what? Less insulin. Okay, and number 5 is, yes, in case of what? The sympathetic nerves. So we know what sympathetic wants. So sympathetic nerves want high glucose to make you run. So sympathetic nerve causes, yes, by epinephrine, norepinephrine. So epinephrine, norepinephrine causes this. Okay, so is the summary clear? So what cause the hypo and hyper? Insulin control the glucose level, and what control the insulin level? It is these factors. So please remember this. Okay, so what is the summary? Okay, so summary is increase insulin by high glucose level. So remember, high glucose amino acids and potassium channel blockers like sulfonylurea, that's the pharma part. GIT hormones, again pharma is involved here, GLP and GIP, they increase insulin, called as incretin hormones. Okay, incretin. And then we have the growth hormone and glucagon. So growth hormone and glucagon. Okay, and finally parasympathetic, that is acetylcholine, parasympathetic acetylcholine. Okay, then decrease insulin is by which factors? It is by insulin itself. Okay, low glucose levels and potassium channel opener like diazoxide, which is a drug used in too much insulin, that is insulinoma, which make too much insulin. Okay, also a blocker of glycolysis called as what? Glucose, no, 2-deoxyglucose, which blocks the glycolysis. And finally sympathetic. So what is the summary? Sympathetic, I'll just write sympathetic, decrease the insulin, para, increase insulin. Same way, increase glucose, increase insulin, decrease glucose, decrease insulin. So easy. And finally potassium channel opener, decrease insulin, and potassium channel blocker, it will increase the insulin. Are you clear? So this is the summary. Are you clear? So blocker increase the insulin, opener decrease insulin, high glucose increase the insulin, low glucose decrease. Okay, then sympathetic decrease and parasympathetic increase the insulin. If you remember this, bulk of the questions can be solved without any problem. So let's see some questions. Okay, so we discussed that. Okay, so I'll show you the questions. Which of the following will decrease insulin release? Solve the question. Which of the following would decrease the insulin release? Answer. Okay, so the answer, yes, the answer is first. Okay, so many people gave the answer. Haripriya, Inderjeet, Akash, अरे अभी तो पढ़ाया. Very good. Okay, okay, yes, see, first is growth hormone. See, gastrin is GIT hormone, GIT, and what I taught you, GIT hormones increase or decrease the insulin? They increase. So GIT hormones increase insulin, so they will increase insulin. Then growth hormone again increase the insulin, I told you. Clear? Diazoxide is a potassium opener, it will decrease the insulin. Okay, so use for what treatment? Treatment of insulinoma. So that is why the answer is what? Diazoxide. So answer is what? Diazoxide. Okay, okay, clear? Clear? Okay, okay, done. This question, test for checking mean plasma glucose concentration over previous 8 to 10 weeks. See the time, weeks, that is almost what? 2 to 3 months. What the best answer? Fructosamine, fasting glucose concentration, hemoglobin, fructosamine, or glucose tolerance test? Answer, answer, answer. Yes, very good. Okay, yes, the answer is true. The answer is HB1AC is for 8 to 12 weeks. This is just present, okay, not long term. Again, it's short term. This is what, 2 weeks. Fasting is few hours. So that's why the answer is HB1AC is the answer. Okay. So HB1AC is the right answer. You are all bang on target. So this was the question which was asked. Okay, fine. Okay. So we'll take a break. Okay, clear? And we'll take a break so that you can have some food, etc. Okay. ज़्यादा मत खाना, सोना नहीं है, ठीक है? So you want enough food, not to increase too much glucose. So it's sufficient. Okay. So we'll take a break. Okay. And I just heard that Azam sir is not taking class today. Okay, so I'll just confirm, in case he's taking, not taking, we'll inform and we'll plan the next session accordingly. Okay, so break is till then 30 minutes, take a proper break. Okay, 30 minutes break. Okay, and regarding the time, okay, if Azam sir is not taking class, I'll immediately resume after 30 minutes. In case taking the class, I will prolong the break. Okay, so break is till now 30 minutes. Okay, chalo. So we'll meet around 3:10 p.m. Oh, sorry, 4:10 p.m. Okay. Okay. So in the group I'll message in case there is any problem with that. Okay. Chalo. So best of luck to all of you. Okay. Don't worry, and remember one thing again. You will pass. That is the motto. Those who given 31st August, okay, Monday, yes, we'll know about this. Okay, you will pass, and we'll also be working hard to make sure those who are giving December also will pass. So those who are giving and those already given, both should pass. Okay, so let's take the break now.